There we go. And away we go. Well, as you can see from the scanners, not a huge amount to the long side right now. That's a big pop-up. Energy stocks. Okay. So Helix Energies selects Pioneer's e-boost solution to recharge VinFast EVs at port of entry. So that was a catalyst dropped at the top of the hour for Pioneer. That's why it popped up. The volume didn't sustain, so got the VWAP here at 291s. So let's see if that holds. Could be interesting over $3. Morning, Steve. Morning, Brandon. 7.5K yesterday, Teddy. It was a good day in the end. We only traded Meta and Shopify yesterday. I took a long position this morning with Amazon, and look, I still think it's not a bad bet to go long, but I had to cut it when it broke the VWAP. So let's look at Amazon right now. So Amazon, I took a long position here for this move up, and I cut it when it broke the VWAP. And I was going to add to my position here because I still think this will break $100 today. But I was going to add to my position, but then I realised I don't have any leverage. I don't have any margin to take additional shares, and so if I'm going to take any trades today, if I'm holding that, I can't take any other trades if all my buying power is used up. So I had to cut it, and I'll look back to that. So that's why I'm 1,000 down at the moment, but I still believe Amazon's good for the long term. And if it keeps falling, that's okay. I'm going to be buying more next week of Amazon for my long-term position in my retirement account anyway. Oh yeah, over gold, Teddy. It was 1.5 times gold yesterday, so it's a good green week. Let's go back to Pioneer. It doesn't look to be holding up. Lexstar, good morning to you, buddy. HTCR, I'll have a look at that for you. So this is Hardcore Enterprises. It's did make a good move up yesterday. Went up to kind of almost 240. Did retrace most of the day down to 150 again, and that's pretty much where it closed. It's up at $2. This is 25% up on the 29% up on the day. Again, it's a little bit lower than I like to trade, but hey, look, fill your boots. I've got both the gainers and losers on the scanners today, so you'll see the sentiment just from the colour. You can see that there's more selling than there's buying at the moment in terms of volume. Well, I've only just started the stream, so give it Give it a few minutes, Teddy. We'll get that like count up. Everybody that's in the chat will come on and they'll tap that screen 10 times. If you haven't tapped that screen 10 times, get in and tap that screen 10 times at least. And if you're on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me out. You know you want to do it. We're looking for some good bullish action today, and you know what? If you hit that thumbs up button, you can actually help the market by hitting that thumbs up button on YouTube. If you hit that thumbs up button and you highlight that thumbs up button, the market will go upwards. That's what I'm saying. Whether it's true or not is up to you to decide, but like, I'm sticking with it. So hit that thumbs up button and let's see the market swing to the upside. Yeah, I had a catalyst yesterday, Lexter, and that's why it moved up so well yesterday. So if you look at this on the 15-minute, you'll see this catalyst, but then it sold off into the close. So to get back up towards kind of 240s, 230s, 240s, it'd be interesting. Up to, if it breaks the $0.25, 225, then it might be interesting. But I don't like trading at this level anyway. If I left that back. You can lie down again. I thought I'd left the back door. No, it's just a breeze coming through from that patio door there. So I'm watching for any kind of breakouts, any kind of consistent breakouts. So what I look for on the signals when I'm looking for price spikes, I'm looking for price spikes, multiple price spikes in a row. If I'm looking for high of day, that it breaks high of day, then breaks it again, then breaks it again. And that's a sure sign of momentum, of bullish momentum. And then you can look at it, look at the catalyst and follow on from there. This one is, no volume in either of those. Know that. Ooh, football. Thanks, Edison. Gotta say, it's a bit pedestrian at the moment. There's just nothing moving. The momentum. Obviously, we've got the gappers, and most of the gappers are gaps down. That's why I've got the losers on today as well as the winners. There's nothing on the momentum scanner at all. So let me know what your thoughts are. Let's have a quick look at the market, shall we? Because they're all down today, but let's have a look at the direction they're moving. Because they're above the VWAP. So if you look at the 15-minute, you can see that yesterday was a bit of a bearish day yesterday. And after the close, obviously we had Amazon selling off, and that impacted the market. But it did recover and did gap down slightly overnight. And then we're starting to be moving upwards, kind of upwards trending. It's down on the day, but we're above the VWAP. So my question to you guys in the chat is, the markets today, will it be bullish? Will it be bearish? What do you think? We're currently down at the moment. Will the, particularly on the tech sector, if we look at the Nasdaq heavily down, will that bearish sentiment continue, or will we have a bit of a rebound today into the weekend? It would be nice. Let me know your thoughts. Shopify had great earnings yesterday and a good rally, and now it's just consolidating sideways. So Shopify slightly down on the day, but this might continue today. So I'm watching that for a potential continuation. We've got Meta Platforms sold off hard over the last couple of days, and really it needs to get back over $100 to even think about being bullish. I'm not convinced with Meta at all. Facebook, for those of you that are unaware that they changed their name to incorporate the metaverse. So the Meta platforms is what it's called. Apple was a strange. I was watching the earnings on yesterday. This was a strange one. So Apple, it sold off and then bounced, and then it sold off again and then bounced and then sold off again and moved up. So this one was a strange one with the earnings. It's like the market couldn't decide whether the earnings drop was bullish or bearish or what to do with it. And I was tempted to try and trade it, but then I'm glad I didn't, because I probably would have got faked out multiple times, both to the upside and the downside. I was just very strange movement with Apple yesterday. Where do I see Netflix going? Well, I see personally Netflix having a lot more trouble. See, Netflix cornered the market. Netflix were ahead of the time. Let's go back. So Netflix started off posting out DVDs, sending you DVDs, competing with Blockbuster Video. So those of you who are not old enough to know what Blockbuster Video is, it used to be a store. You'd go in and you rent a movie for the night on a VHS cassette, and then you go back and you pay your late fines if you were more than 24 hours late or whatever it was. Blockbuster's well and truly gone now, because nobody has a VHS tape, and B, it's all streaming. But Netflix got ahead of the curve, so they kind of got away from the bricks and mortar and started doing it online. So they would mail you DVDs for you to watch and then mail back. They'd have a prepaid envelope for you to send them back when you were done. And that's where they started. Then they branched out and started streaming when bandwidth became capable to start streaming. Then they built up this whole platform and content creation and everything else to be merged into the Netflix that we see today. They were the first real entertainment streaming service. So they cornered the market, and they got the biggest portion of market share available. Now everybody's doing it. So they're no longer the market giants, as it were. I would say when you're competing against Amazon, you're competing against Disney, you're competing against Hulu, you're competing against Sky even. There's a whole bunch of content creators and streaming services that are competing against Netflix. I mean, Netflix has become a verb as well, so Netflix and chill, etc. So it's going to be around, but it's not going to have the monopoly that it did before. So I don't see Netflix being as successful as it has been in the past, shall we say. Do I think it's going to fail? No, I think it's still got a lot to offer, and I still think there's a hell of a lot of... They might need to change the model slightly, because they frightened a lot of people away earlier in the year when they said, okay, we're going to crack down on password sharing. And that's fine, I believe that's an acquisition, if I'm not mistaken, Lexter. But long term, I think Netflix will be fine. So Data.io is what you're talking about, Lexter. Oh no! So the Data.io was it was earnings after hours yesterday. So this is Data.io. It popped up, but there's not a lot of volume, so can't really trade it. It popped up and then it's sideways. So if it gets above $4, it could be interesting. It's probably the top gapper today, but at 18%. But it doesn't have the volume. So for today, it's a gapper, but without volume. And it needs volume, Lexter. So maybe at the open, if it's not really exhibiting any kind of trend, if you look at this, and I say, look at the VWAP. It's a good intraday trend indicator. The VWAP, so if you're new to the channel, the volume weighted average price. If you look at the VWAP, you'll see that it's almost horizontal. and you're getting the price action, it's above, it's below, it's above, it's below, that's the signal of a sideways choppy movement. It's not trending upwards or downwards. So for me, what you're looking for if you're day trading intraday, you want to be looking for stocks that are trending either up or down, and you can go either long or short. So you want to have a strong trend. You want them to be moving with a bit of momentum, so gapping at least a bit. Granted, this has got to be volatility. It's gapping almost 20%, so that meets the criteria. But it's not exhibiting a trend, and there's no volume. So you need volume, a trend, and volatility. It only has one of the three. So right now, it could get the other two at the open, but right now it's not a trade. So it could go on the watch. Which imposter is that, David? So yeah, I probably won't be looking at that unless we see it get a bit of momentum. But it's a fair comment, Lexter. Intel could be interesting. So it's a higher flow, much higher flow, but it did have good earnings. If you look at it again on the 15-minute, had the pop-up consolidation, and now it's moving up. So we're exhibiting the trend. We've got no volume at the moment. That's the problem. So we're exhibiting the trend, and we've got the catalyst, which is the earnings, and a decent range. No, there's only one version of me, David. There are many imposters, but there's only one authentic. No, there's. Let me just have a quick search on TikTok right now.
Nabaliw man ako sa'yo, no?
Okay. So, let me see. Are there any that I've not blocked? So what they do is they will try and copy me. So if you look at this, for example, you'll see all of these. I'm the top one that's live right now, okay? You can probably see that there's all these other ones impersonating me that are not me. And just be careful if one of these tries to reach out to you. The latest trick is that they will, if I don't block them, what happens is that they will try and stream my stream live as if it's their own stream to represent that they are the official article, and they're not. So that's why I block them. They have to have at least 1,000 followers to go live. So if I block them early enough, they'll never get the 1,000 followers, and B, they never have access to my live stream with that particular account to be able to replicate it and really pass themselves off as me. So yeah, but there's only one me, thank goodness. No, well, see, the majority of times when we've had midterms, we've had the midterms in a bullish market. This time we're having midterms in a bearish market. So, go figure. We'll see. Last midterms we had were in the middle of a bull market. One was before that, we're in the middle of a bull market. Well, I can take a look at it for you, Brandon. I mean, right now it's up there. It's 33 $33. I don't know why it's up there, but it's up 50%. Very low volume though, so just be wary about that. It's very low volume. It just popped up. Let me have a quick look at this. This price spike, Nuvalent. Okay, so Nuvalent earlier reported preliminary phase 1 clinical data from AROS-1 trial that support best-in-class potential of NVL520 for patients with ROS1 positive NCLSC. It's demonstrated that exposure above all target efficiency thresholds. So basically, interpreting that, Nuvalent stock rises as NVL-520 shows promise in early stage trial for lung cancer. So that's not a bad catalyst. It's actually a very good catalyst. But you need some volume to follow that through. What's the... It's not a big float either. And what I would say on this, I'm definitely putting this on the watch list because... Right. The reason I'm putting that on the watch list because if this opens and it's up 50%, it's going to skyrocket because we've got a 57% short float. So we've got 5.8 million in the float. We've got 3.3 million shorted. So if this is up 50% on the back of this catalyst, a lot of those shorts are going to be well underwater at the open and they're going to need to cover. So just be careful. Just be careful. It needs volume, but just be careful with it because it's likely to have some significant volatility after the open. I'll put that on the watch list. Could be very interesting. Good shout out that Brandon. Gonna put that one on the small screen to watch it. Okay, so 181. If you like these small stocks, Lexter, as you know, I don't trade these, but this is moving up. It's 37% up. Will be interesting. Python Zombie, I'm not offering any financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but what I will say is I'm going to be buying more of Amazon for my long-term position. I personally think it's a discount buying opportunity with Amazon right now, and I did go along a little bit earlier, but then I had to exit the position so I could take another one because it was I was getting no leverage, no margin leverage with it. Alistair, haven't you got some... Aren't you supposed to be in Dubai or something? Haven't you got some vacation to go on? Come on. I don't have to take this abuse from you. I've got thousands of people now. I'm building up a following here. I've got thousands of people dying to abuse me, Alistair. I don't need to take this abuse from you. All right. No, it's Alistair, and we were acquaintances from the day trade with Tony course. Alistair was one of the first people to take the day trade with Tony trading course. So the level here it needs to get above is $35. That's great. That's what you want. No leverage on this one either. Tap $35 a couple of times. It certainly did after earnings, and I think it's Clatter. I think it's oversold based on that. What's the spread on this? 40-cent spread. I'll take 500. Wanted the break of 35, but I'll take 500 shares. Hey, cash flow. How did I get filled at such a poor entry? Well, $1.20 on this spread, so it's 75. So $1.20 on the spreads here. So just whilst I think this is going places, the spreads are huge. Heading for a recession. We're already in a recession, Max. The dictionary definition of a recession is 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth. That happened in Q2. They're just trying to redefine the term, how the term, what a depression, what a recession is to suit themselves. But let's face it, the UK economy is, well, there's certain words I could use. Goosed is probably the most polite. Possibly. It's extremely shorted, heavily shorted, which is why I'm looking at it. It's got big spreads, but I'm not too worried about the big spreads right now. I'm only 500 shares in. I can't take big size because I've no leverage for it. But it's a good catalyst, and it's heavily shorted. It's 50% up. Sunak's a moron. I mean, he's got his upper class, you know, rich background, and it's like that's going to make a difference. So I could see this going up to like $40-45 maybe with any luck. Oh no, about almost 20 years, 18 years, Teddy. This breaks $40. It could really motor. High of day currently is 38.79, 38.80. Just bearing in mind that the spreads are wicked at times. 50, 60, $1.20 I've seen. Hey, Phil. It can break 39, it can break 40. That's all I'm saying. We're in a bit of a flat top up at $39. Why would I want an Irish accent? I've got a beautiful Wigan accent. Right, the spreads have narrowed. Still wide, but the spreads have narrowed. Now watching this. Want it to break 39, we should get to 40. So effectively, I've made $1 on this so far. Thing with this, what you've got to be worried about with something like this, and this is why you don't want to be taking big size at all, is that it can reverse very, very quickly because of the low liquidity. The volume isn't great, this doesn't really meet the criteria for a good trade that I would normally be looking for. And I would normally be looking for good volume, exhibiting good trend, good catalyst, positive momentum. It's got some of those, but the volume is not there, by the way. It's a very poor liquidity. The spreads are huge, so it's a high risk trade that I'm in right now. But it does have potential to move up, although it's not moving up with the velocity I would have wanted it to. This breaks 38 to the downside, I'll just come out and take a base hit with it. And I can't take much. I could probably get another 1,500 shares maybe. I've got no leverage on this. It's considered a high risk stock by the broker, so they won't provide leverage on it. So it's 100% margin requirement. A lot of stocks I'll get up to 6 times leverage. On this one, no. We're currently 50-cent spreads. We just broke $39. Now we've got to break the 40. 40 is a significant level. But 94 on the ask, 39.94 on the ask. $39 is my exit on the downside, on the bid. There we go. I'll just lock that in. It's a nice 800 bucks. Covers most of the Amzn trade from earlier. See a bit more volume. This could really motor. This could be the new HKD, Alex. Absolutely. It's not what I would recommend for new traders to trade. It's the spreads are huge. The swings can be quite large as a result. It's a good catalyst. It's not great volume. Not exactly a liquid stock as such. There's not a lot of people trading it. 3,700 trades today. Two of them were mine. So this is up 76% on the day. And this is what you've got to be doing with things like this. You can't afford to be buying and holding and hoping it's going to follow the pattern breakouts. It doesn't have the volume for pattern breakouts. What you've got to be doing is maybe get the momentum as it moves and then get out as soon as you see any kind of exit indicators or reversal indicators. What's that, Alistair? You only like miserable buggers. I mean, what, am I not miserable enough for you now? Amazon's back up to testing $96. So that's Amazon. Went down as low as under $95. It's now testing 96. So this gets back above the VWAP. I can see it. You know, I think it's a steal right now, personally. That's my own opinion. It's not financial advice. I'm not saying go out and buy Amazon. I'm not saying it's not going to fall much lower. What I'm saying is, having looked at Amazon as a company, and between the retail business, the media business, the data business, and the technology, I just think Amazon has so much going for it, and the earnings results weren't as bad as the reaction to the market. I think there was an overreaction, and a large part of that was from Meta and Google earlier in the week as well. There was a sentiment in the tech stocks that has caused the overreaction, and I think it's oversold right now. And the RSI would tell me that it's oversold right now if you look at it on the higher time frames. So I think personally, Amazon's in a good place right now. It's a good buy. But that's just my opinion. I will be buying more Amazon next week when I periodically buy more in my retirement account. So I'll be buying it from my retirement account next week. I can see why you would think that, SC. Blood in the markets today. There is at the moment, but we're actually making grounds back up. So the S&P 500 is kind of bullish momentum. We're above the VWAP. We did get green briefly at the bottom of the hour. The Nasdaq is also bullish momentum. It's a similar kind of pattern. So we're down on the day. Granted, we are down on the day, but I think I just think there's a lot of the bigger stocks, particularly on the S&P 500 stocks, that have sold off needlessly out of a sentiment of fear and panic. And I think we might start seeing a bit of a rebound today. We might not, but that's just my opinion. Back to Nuvalent. I just like this because it's so heavily shorted that if it's up here above kind of $35 at the open, a lot of shorts are going to have to cover. So keep an eye on that one. As you can see in terms of movers today, it's nearly all movers to the downside. So there's a lot of the Chinese stocks that gapped down heavily over the weekend have gapped down heavily again today. So the likes of Neo probably leading the chase, Alibaba, Pinduoduo, Edu, is it G-Sun? I think Golden Sun down as well. No, G-Sun's not. So, but certainly New Oriental is down. Billy down as well. Gap down. So we're going to probably get a bit of a bounce on some of these Chinese stocks that have been selling off. We might get a continued sell, but I think could be watching it. Alibaba. Let's have a look at Baba here. You can see that on the 15-minute chart, a heavy gap down. Neo, Chinese EV manufacturer. It's trying to make a move up, but heavy gap down overnight. Xpeng, similar kind of pattern. So those could be worth watching. Shopify just sideways, slightly down from where it finished, but it had a good day yesterday. Intel still moving upwards, good upwards momentum there. Is there anything that you want me to take a look at and make a comment on, or are we really, David? You call that a crash? It's just pulled back to the VWAP. I would hardly call that a crash, but it's had its first red candle on the 5-minute chart. Yes, so there'll be a lot of people wanting to. A lot of the shorts will want to take probably take additional short positions with it being so high. Let's have a quick look at Neo as it happens. So Neo. So the thing with Neo is 63 million short float, but it's a 1.6 billion shares. So short squeeze, probably not. It's not heavily shorted. I mean, there's a lot of shorts in there, but that's like saying there's a lot of shorts in the Bank of America, and there is. But I wouldn't say it's heavily shorted that it's going to trigger a squeeze. I think there's this Nuvalent is probably a better short squeeze candidate, given that it's 50% short, well, over 50% short, and it's 50% up on the day, so it's actually 60% up on the day. So if you're in a short, think about this: if you go to bed last night and you've got a short position, you're holding a short position with Nuvalent, and you come back to your desk this morning and you find yourself 50% down on your position, i.e. Nuvalent's up 50%, so you have lost half of your holding there, right, already, possibly even more depending on if you're taking it with leverage. You're going to want to get out. You're going to either want to cover your position before you get liquidated, or maybe you do get liquidated. I mean, a 50% move to the upside is enough to liquidate a lot of short positions if they've got any kind of leverage. A 2-to-1 leverage, that's 100%. So that's 100% of your position gone. yeah, it's $4 down in 5 minutes, but you've got to put it into perspective. It went $10 up in 10 minutes, so 20 minutes or whatever. It's natural for, you get a pullback. Really needs to stay above 35 for me. If it stays above 35, and I said this before, that's where I've drawn the line here. That was the previous resistance. Once it broke that resistance, it moved all the way up. That's why I got in there. I actually wanted to get in for the break of 35, but it jumped. So it needs to stay above 35. It was previous resistance. It's already tapped it here as a bit of a support. So if it finds support at 35, we'll see what happens when the bell rings. I'm not saying this is a good stock to buy, quite the opposite. I'm saying that this is not a great stock to be trading. It doesn't meet all the characteristics that you should. If you are a day trader, you need to have rules in place before you enter a trade, and certain characteristics, a checklist, if you will. And this doesn't have all those checked. So when I entered that trade, I called it out. It was a risky trade that I was taking because the lack of volume, the lack of liquidity is basically and the high spreads makes it a risky trade. So it's okay to take a risky trade as long as you know what you're risking. And trade smaller. Like I say, I only took 500 shares. I could have taken 2,000 shares, but I only took 500. All right, I'm gonna change this just to gainers to see what we get. Might bring the losers back if we don't have much fun on the to the long side. I'll bring the losers back onto the scanners and see if it's worth trading anything to the short side. No, I can't trade that. GameStop. Don't normally see GameStop moving even at its height pre-market with any kind of volume. So GameStop's up there at 26.75. Interesting. So there's a nice little formation on Amzn here. If you look at it on the 2 minutes, it's probably more pronounced. We've got a nice little double bottom here on Amzn. So if it gets over $96, this could break the VWAP and get back up towards 97, 98, whatever. I like that double bottom there. Double bottoms are usually fairly reliable. They're not quite as reliable as inverse head and shoulders from a bullish standpoint, but they can be fairly reliable. So it needs to get to this level here, 96 bucks, over 96 bucks, and it's bullish, even though it's underneath the VWAP. So VWAP is 96.20, so just be on the safe side, wait for it breaks the VWAP, and you could get some nice upwards momentum there. Meta's quite choppy, Intel's quite choppy. There's not a lot moving right now. GameStop that got the most momentum right now, and it's just not on volume. So look, this sometimes is. I mean, it's been like this for the last few weeks, and we've just managed, because of earnings season, we've had individual stocks with a catalyst. Not really in my strategy. Is these mid and high cap stocks is not really part of my go-to strategy, but you've got to have more than one string to your bow. Just putting that out there. I teach people how to trade, low float, low cap stocks with momentum. Now, you need to have more than one string to your bow, so you need to be able to expand upon that. And I'm still studying and still looking to improve my trading, and consistently and constantly trying to do that. And you should too, which is for those of you on the day trade with Tony course, don't ignore the library that I've provided. There's some really good books there. It's not just about low float stocks in that library, in that ebook section. There's some really good books worth reading to pick up some additional skills. But try and trade with different strategies, but do it in a simulator with paper money and just see how you get on. You might find a strategy that suits your personality and mindset better, that works better for you. So trade with multiple strategies until you find one that's right for you. But you've always got to be able to revert. So for example, being able to trade short as well as trade long, that's a change in strategy. But taking advantage of weakness is just as relevant as being able to take advantage of strength. Being able to trade the higher cap stocks, mid and high cap stocks with lower share size, smaller share size, that's another thing that you want to be slightly different mentality that you've got to approach. You tend to be looking for longer hold times with mid and high cap stocks because the moves tend to be prolonged over a higher time frame. Some people will find that is easier for them to trade. You don't get as much volatility in the shorter time frames with the higher cap stocks as you would with the low float stocks. So just bear that in mind, guys. Good morning to Mimi. So Nuvalent, we've got a bounce here at $35. Find a little bit of support at $35. This is what I said we were looking for. The spreads are 50 cents, give or take, 30 to 50 cents. So they're a lot better than they were. This gets back over the VWAP, we might get a continued move up. So worth watching. We've got 35 minutes to the bell, 35 minutes to the open. The high here is $37. It breaks $37, I might take another position. And it's lower volume, but the volume is it's all relative. So if you think about what it's traded at the moment, it's 338,000 shares, 350,000 shares traded versus what the average daily number is 139,000. So we're already nearly 3 times in terms of the relative volume. So and that's a big thing. Relative volume rather than actual volume. Of that candle was 34.20. Well, Meta's, trying to bounce back. It's struggling. It could probably struggle with a bit of resistance at $100, the same way as it had a bit of support at $100 a couple of days ago. But once it breaks that, we might get a bit of a bounce up. if Meta can bounce up from being heavily sold off, you can pretty much bet your bottom dollar that Amazon will. Amazon is, for me, a better company than Facebook. But look, do your own research. Don't follow me blindly. Don't take what I am saying as a financial advice. It isn't. It's an opinion for entertainment and education purposes only. Don't come after me. Don't sue me. Be interesting. I mean, I'll be watching Meta. I've got it on the small screens there on YouTube, so you can watch Facebook, Meta, whatever. I've got Intel, Facebook. I've got Nevalent. I've got Amazon. Those are the four on the watch list, 4-screen watch list there. That you can see. I've got a couple of others here as well that I can see. But if you want me to put something on one of those smaller charts for you to watch, let me know on YouTube. I'm happy to accommodate. There's a particular ticker you want to be able to see and want to be able to track. Nice to have a good day today. Double goal day today will be perfect, because that will put us up at 88. We'd need 12k on Monday to get to goal for the month. I need to put that out the back of my head, because I'm just going to end up swinging for the fences if I see a chance to actually get to that. I need to put that out the back of my head. Well, if you get the tar, Kai, I'll provide the feathers. Oh, no. Miyako, would you like one of these new duck treats? Hey? Come on. I'll get 2 out because it looks like we're going to get 5,000 likes here. There. Have this first one. Here you go. Go look at the old ginger. Come on, got to stand up for it. Here you go. Here you go. Yeah, stand up for it. Come on, gonna do it. There's the good girl. Good girl. You can have another one when we get to 5,000. How many likes do we have on the old tuber view? That's a good question. Okay, we're not doing too badly on the like count for YouTube, but if you've not hit the thumbs up button yet, head on that. You know you want to. Do it now. I'm not sure what you. I'm not sure about the counting there, Alistair, but you know. All right, what else is moving? PPSI, so Pioneer. So Pioneer had a good catalyst, but no volume. This is what's been missing all week, guys. Has been volume. I've said that a number of times, which is why I've resorted to the mid caps, because there's been no volume in the low float stocks. So I'm not saying that I'm going to do that today, but if needs be, I think today's going to be, again, a day of patience. there's not much. This, I suppose, Nevalent is probably the only gap and go candidate for me at the moment. Maybe Data.io. Let's put that on the as well, because they're both lacking volume. But at least Nevalent's got decent relative volume. I mean, Data.io, I suppose Data.io's got good relative volume as well. It usually doesn't have any volume at all. 16,000 shares traded a day normally is the average for Data.io. Pinterest, way off. Tal Education, way off. Intel, way off. So, in terms of relative volume, Nevalent has probably the best at the moment. Epix, it's green now, is it? Yeah. It was made a little pop up. So this is made a big move on Wednesday. Consolidated yesterday. I think it had a good catalyst on Wednesday. Off the top of my head, I can't even recall what the catalyst was. I think it was some clinical trial. Off the top of my head, I'm speculating because I can't remember. But it had a good catalyst on Wednesday. Moved up really well from about $1.50 or something like that up to over $5. And yesterday it just consolidated. So if this gets over what's this level? 475, which was a key consolidation level, key resistance level yesterday. If it gets over 475, could be interesting at the bell. I'll put that on, seeing as we're actually short of things to trade at the moment. I'll put that on the watch list from a momentum perspective. I wish. Wish I could buy a house a month. Do you know how much houses cost in Ireland? Stupid prices. They're not worth it. My opinion is any of these low cost stocks are not worth buying long term and hold. They're garbage companies. There's a reason why this is $1.73. I mean, this was up at $7 back in September. Okay, it was up at $11, $17 earlier into the year. If we go back to the summer, let's look at this on the daily chart here. So look at this on the daily. So you can see this on the daily chart, that this has been constantly falling and selling off all year. So would you want to hold this long term? Hell no. But this is what I'm saying. It's the way that it's the track record of this for something that once was cost $200 is now $174. There's a reason for that. It's garbage. It's a garbage company. A lot of these stocks that you'll see me trading on a daily basis, like Epix, the garbage companies, they're not good companies. There's a reason why that they're only priced at $4 a share, $5 a share. And it's because they're not good companies. If you want a long-term hold, stick to the large cap stocks. Stick to S&P 500s or ETFs, market linked or index linked ETFs or sector linked ETFs or something like that. That's what I do. Okay. You might get lucky. You might take a long-term position with one of these small stocks. They'll get a good catalyst and they'll do an 800% move. You might get lucky. You might not. You might take a position with one of these stocks and they'll get delisted and you'll lose everything. It happens. I've got Amazon long term, and I will be buying more. Just not on this account because I'm getting no leverage. I took a position this morning. It cost me $1,000 because I didn't have any leverage. When it reached the VWAP, which it's approaching, it's just broke the VWAP now. It reached the level I wanted to double down at. Found that I didn't have any buying power because I'd used it all up because I've got no leverage. So had to cut my position. Maybe take that position back if it breaks $97 again. Make it back. Current high of day on Prevalent. I'm not saying that it's got rejected at 40. Current high of day is it is $40. So this is consolidating sideways, choppy sideways. Hey Robert, good to see you back. You're always welcome. General Motors, yeah. Art market. I don't know what you're looking at. Oh, good morning. Okay, I'm thinking you say if you're putting the capitals in there, I'm thinking it's a ticker you want me to take a look at. And General Motors there's no volume at all in General Motors. It's had a good week, but there's no intraday trade there at the moment. Yeah, I've got two properties, Teddy. I've got a property that my ex-wife and kids live in, and I've got the property that I live in. So I just think that the property market at the moment is overinflated, and I think there's a bubble ready to burst with property. Some of them I think long holds, yeah, maybe. But Alibaba probably not. I don't think they've got a USP that can't be replicated or beaten. Neo, I think long term could be a good. In fact, I'm bullish on the whole EV space. The problem with the EV space, so Li Autos, XPeng, Neo, etc. The problem with that is they're competing against already established vehicle manufacturers, the likes of SsangYong and Kia and Toyota and Mercedes and Volkswagen, who've been at it longer, who've got a better reputation, and quite frankly, when they turn their hands, you look at Tesla, who were one of the first ones to the EV market, and you compare that to the electric BMW, and there's no comparison. I'd give me the BMW every day of the week. The all-electric BMW, it knocks spots off the equivalent Tesla, and it might be an unpopular opinion, but that is my opinion. So that's the problem I see with some of those Chinese EV manufacturers, is that they're going to be competing against some well-established EV vehicle manufacturers that are moving into the EV space to compete with them. But the EV space as a whole, I'm very bullish on, because look, we're all going to be driving electric vehicles in 10 years. You know, the only people that are going to be driving, fossil fueled vehicles, whether it's diesel or petrol or gas, as you guys in America like to call it, the only people that are going to be driving those in 10 years are going to be agricultural, haulage, logistics, agricultural and logistics workers, and enthusiasts. That's it. You'll get people who are driving what petrol heads. They'll have conventions and things for the petrol vehicles. So you're getting, everybody's got an opinion. See, opinions are like assholes, you know? Everybody's got one. You don't need to show it in public every time. But yeah. My opinion on the BMW EV tech is probably different to yours, Get Him. I just think it is, while Tesla has a lot going for it, the build quality on Tesla is so shoddy. The overall build quality is so shoddy. It's now got a prestigious name, but it doesn't back it up with the quality. Well, we've got 15 minutes to the bell. We're not seeing anything right now that's jumping off the screens saying buy me. Although I do like the look of the S&P 500 right now. So the SPY, and I did say this that it sold off hard and it's trying to go bullish. The Nasdaq's a little bit of a way to go. It's the same pattern, but it's a little bit of a way to go. We've got the green line up here, but the market's looking a little bit more bullish, in my opinion, than certainly there were first thing this morning when I came to my desk. As a result, I think Amazon could get back up over $100 today. Just my opinion, not a stock pick, not financial advice. Don't sue me. And if you do sue me, good luck, because I officially don't own anything. Epics. Oh, we missed this pump. Good 30-cent move there. Love the VWAP as well, so Epics could be interesting. How do I think things will go today, Christina? My opinion today, I think the overall market, I think we'll see quite a bit of chop, but it will finish green today. We'll have a little bit of a green momentum today, upwards momentum today. I think that's going to be underpinned by some of the stocks that have sold off hard, trying to make a bit of a recovery. People, essentially, investors seeing a discount buying opportunity on the likes of Amazon or even Meta for that matter, and that can drive the price pressure upwards. So cash flow, you might be right. And I trade whatever's moving, Klaatu. Wherever the momentum is, I follow it. Wherever the volume is, I follow it. Okay, and we're getting some momentum on the Valent here. I did say I want to take a position, a long position. It broke 37, so I'm just going to take a position there at 37.50. 50 cents shy. It's a risky trade, is this? And I've taken 1,000 shares, so I'm in bigger than I was before. It is a risky trade, but because the volume isn't there, so if you're looking for a bit of a breakout, the volume's not going to provide it. However, that being said, it's a good catalyst and it's heavily shorted. So if we can get up towards 39, it'll be happy days. Yeah, PCI numbers were favourable to the market. So I'll risk $1.50 on this. Ultimately, that's what I'm looking for, upwards. Got a little over 10 minutes to the bell. I want to see this hold above the VWAP. Just broke the VWAP. I want to see it hold above it now. We did break the previous resistance level here, so we're getting. Let's see if we've got a. Ascending resistance. Yeah, ish. That's more relevant. The body's on the ascending resistance, so the wicks are going above it, but the bodies are pretty much in line. We're also getting ascending support as well. Some bullish action on Amazon right now. Looking at Amazon, it's looking very strong. Well, I say very strong. It's looking like it's going to make a move up, and I do think it's going to break $100 today, back above $100. Twitter's not halted. It's been withdrawn. It's now a private company. Elon owns Twitter. So I'm $1 down at the minute on this trade for 1,000 shares. So that's $1,000. $1,000. It's $1,000 risk. So I did say I'd give it $1.50, which is pretty much the VWAP. $36. The VWAP's at 36.17, so I want to see a bounce at the VWAP. Yeah, absolutely. But did you know that they weren't even big shareholders? And that's one thing he was calling them out. They said, how can you be the CEO of a company and not be one of the top shareholders? It's like, that's basically screaming out you don't believe in your own company. Yeah, but the thing is with Elon, what he can do now is all he needs to do is get a little bit of positive press with that and then float it back on the stock market and he'll make his money back. It's private now, but he just needs to make a couple of changes, a couple of tweaks, a bit of positive press and upwards momentum and he'll make his money back. And still be able to hold a large shareholding in it. That's the thing with Elon is yeah, that's exactly what it means. Cash flow. They get forced to be sold. They get cash for the shares. So it's they are forced to sell the shares because Elon will own 100% of Elon and his investing consortium will own 100% of the shares. It'll go private. So if you're a minority shareholder, your positions will get liquidated and you'll get compensated for it, of course. You won't just lose your shares and the equity that's in there. You will be compensated at what was perceived to be the fair market value rate that was agreed in the contract. Yeah, I was working for Dell when he did that. Funnily enough, Klaatu. He took the company private with his investing firm and got it back on track by moving it more into the enterprise side of things as opposed to consumer electronics, and then refloated it and made an absolute killing, and is still the main shareholder. Michael Dell. I've met the guy. He's got to be, as a CEO of a blue chip company, has got to have the least charisma I've ever known in a billionaire. Dell. So we've got a little over 5 minutes to the bell. No problem. Amazon just popped. So nice little pop up past $97, $98 and climbing. So Amazon's going to get over $100 today, and I said that. And I missed this fall, so I'm two grand down on this position. But it needs to hold at 35. Too late to cut that. But it's never too late to cut it. It's just stubbornness when you get in a position. It's just stubbornness. If you get in a position, you say you're stuck in a position, a losing position. No, you're not. You're choosing to hold a loser too long, is what you're doing. Which is what I'm doing right now. And I knew as I got into this trade, and I called it out, this is a risky trade. It can go my way or it might not, because the volume is low, the liquidity is low. It's just, we'll see. Well, absolutely. Now is a great time to buy Amazon. It's a discount buying opportunity for sure. I said that a while ago. In fact, I'm going to take 500 share position on Amazon right now. Trading two at the same time now. This could work out. You might be watching a car crash in action now, guys. I'm trading two stocks at the same time. This gets over $100. Like I said, it will. It'll cover my my Amazon loss from earlier. So in terms of long-term stock holdings, I say do your due diligence. We're just talking about Amazon. I think Amazon's a discount right now. I'm bullish on the microchip sector, so I think you can take your pick of Intel, Nvidia, and AMD. There's a couple of others as well. I would say look at the S&P 500. If you're looking at long-term holdings, look to the S&P 500 or look to linked ETFs. Like I say, you might be watching a car crash in action with trading these two stocks at the same time. Amazon's kind of fairly safe bet at the moment. But I'm holding this one way too long. I know I'm holding it way too long. Wait for the bell. 10 minutes to the bell. Impressive, the full set. I said 10 minutes, I meant 10 seconds. So a lot of volume coming in right here now on this one. Question is it buying or selling volume? Nobody knows. A bit of a dodgy, but there's 70,000 and counting shares been traded right now. Major battle here, over 100,000 shares traded. Major selling battle going up, buy-sell battle going on. Bulls and bears battling with this one right now. Shorts and longs. Volume's in, but the action's not going one way or the other. And that's a good catalyst, so I'm just kind of conscious that I need to be able to pull the trigger fairly quickly if it doesn't go in my way, go in my direction. Amazon's going in my direction now. This is not looking very bullish right now. Watching Amazon. If Amazon can get back up to 110, I'll be a very happy guy. So I'm just going to put a stop here at 34.20, which was where it bounced previously. So I've just put a stop at 34.20. If I get stopped out at 34.20, that's fine. Amazon. I want to put a trailing stop here on Amazon. There we go. So Amazon pretty much broke even from my earlier trade. So realized I'm $700. Now I can change my scanners over. Let's go back to, yeah. This is just doing nothing at the moment. I've got a stop in place there, but might lose about 3,000-4,000 on that, but got another 800. So yeah, about 3,500 I could lose on that one. Worst case scenario. The answer to that one, Klaatu, is no. So, yeah, Meta struggling at the 100. It's getting rejected at 100, and I expected that. But then again, so is Amazon. $100 is a big psychological level. SPY though, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, all just went green at the open. The quick buying session there. A lot of buyers across most of these ETFs here. So big moves, big moves. Let's see what else we can make some money on. What else is moving? Selena Hospitality, $42 to the upside, no volume. No, I don't like that. So we're getting Marathon Digital moving up quite well. AMD moving up, Nvidia moving up, Microsoft moving up. A lot of these mid caps are all moving up well. Marathon Digital could be worth taking. I'm still in that Nuvalent trade, but I've got a stop in place. So I'm just looking for that to break back up towards the pre-market highs. If So it looks like Nuvalent is halted to the upside, maybe. Yeah, halted to the upside. We've got 1,000 shares in Nuvalent, and it's halted to the upside. Just going to get out of that, go over to Nuvalent, and move my stop up to 38. What am I in? 37.50. Put it up to 39. Yeah, we've got stop tight. So we've got 2,500 on Nuvalent then. So I was right. I hate to say, but I was right. I'm not going to say I told you so, guys, but I told you so. But got stopped out. Still think there's more left here. It got stopped at. It got rejected at $40 pre-market. So that's why I kind of thought maybe it gets above 40.50, could still go again. So we've just made we're 2,200 up. No. Shopify, is it having another go? Shopify did well for us yesterday. Only made $25 on Mara, but Amazon's pulling back. I do like, what did this one do at the open? So this is Data.io. 393 is the halt level. This is quite volatile as well. Pre-market high of 4. Pre-market high of 419, I believe. 420. Got a key resistance level at 392. The halt now is 401. So Nuvalent pulling back. Don't mind this. Right, okay. I'll come back in just a second. Quick bio break. Hey Matt, what's the like count there on TikTok? Amazon breaking highs. Let's see Amazon. Heavy sell-off last night. Looking for a bit of a rebound today. Volatility in the markets, which is good. All we need. Okay, so 4.3. Let me know, Jack, if we get to 5,000. That's I can give the dog the next treats. 700 likes, 700 more likes, and she can have another treat. We're coiling under the bit of a flag formation here with Amzn. Flat bottom. Might pull back here. I'm giving it $1,000. Giving it $1 on this in terms of the move. There we go. Get out. Pull back a little bit too far, but I'll try again later when it starts on an upwards trend again. So we're still over 1,000 up on the day. Let's have a look at Neverland. That's pulled back. So next entry on Neverland is 38.50. 38.50. There we go. That's my level that I'm looking for. What else is moving, guys? Quanergy. It's not really what I tried, but I know a lot of people have been shouting at it. It's now over $3, so it falls within those realms of me being able to trade it now. So had a halt here, resume down. Yeah, that was the halt here. Yeah, it's up quite a lot, J-Spec. The volume's kind of died off a little bit, so when the volume picks back up, it might go on another run upwards. We are looking for any kind of momentum with volume. So there you go, Puno. Weren't you holding bags with Laugh My Ass Off? Here we go. Here you go, sweetie. Come on. Come on. Here you go. Want this? Do you want this or not, you lazy ass? Not. No? You want it or not? No? Come on. Here you go. Stand up for it. Have a big one. Making her do tricks. Oh, it's laughed my ass off salted whilst we were doing those tricks. Okay. That's going on the volatility list. Oh, it got rejected. So I drew this line here at 38.50. It tapped it, got rejected. So still has to break that. And this line I drew pre-market, funnily enough, is now becoming relevant. It's a trend line. Tesla selling off hard. Hard sell-off. Microvision. Let's have a look at Amazon. That's pulling back now. $120. A little bit of a flat top kind of formation here. It's a $0.25. Get over the $0.25. I'll give it another go. Not got the momentum. I think I'll leave that now. Wait till later. Got a 40-cent spread here. I've gone a bit larger. I've got a little bit of cushion. I've gone a bit larger. $37 is my cutoff. So I'm just giving it 75 cents. The 40-cent spread. Probably not the best idea. I'll give it till the VWAP. Well, it's up to you, Miguel. SPY's up. It's looking bullish today, so it depends on the time frame. Tesla's got quite a big influence, so Tesla selling off will have a wider influence than just auto and EV manufacturers. It will hit the Nasdaq quite a bit as a tech stock on the Nasdaq. I see this bounce at 38. Got a 50 odd cent spread here. So got stopped out. Okay, there's $2,500 up so far, so that just made us another 1,000 plus. GME, I can have a look at GME for you, no problem. I think Nevalent's going to move up later, but let's have a look. So what we've got is a narrowing pennant here, a narrowing triangle. So what this is indecision. So the market is what we're getting. I'll draw the. Okay, so you've got a narrowing pennant, and this is the indecision. So you've got higher lows and higher lows and lower highs. And what tends to happen is when it gets to the apex here, it's got to break one way. Now it looks like it's breaking downwards as it stands. Now it could come back in, just throw the wick out there. So you have to wait for the candle to complete. So it could just throw the wick out there, but it looks like this is breaking downwards. If it moves back into the triangle and moves back up, then it could break upwards. What tends to happen is when it finally does break, it then goes on a run, one way or the other. It's basically it's market indecision. There's actually a video on YouTube how to trade these, by the way. I put a video up on YouTube on how to trade those. I think there's one on TikTok as well. So did we get a resumption here? 44 should be 49. Wow. So it must be a 15-minute resumption. So this should have resumed at 9:54 for a 10-minute. So 9:59 it might resume. We're getting a slight gap up on LMAO. Still feeling Amazon for an upwards for an uptrend. Meta, I'll take a look at Meta for you. It's choppy sideways. I find that difficult to decide one way or the other at the moment. I will be probably bearish on that one, but it's because you got these lower descending highs here, and whilst it's ascending lows, it's descending highs at a higher rate. So it's closer to a flat bottom with an ascending wedge, or descending wedge. I'd be bearish on Meta. If it breaks below this, if it breaks below 99.35, it's probably going to sell off. We get a 5-minute low, 5-minute candle. Look at this. We're probably looking at 35, 99.36 is the low on this 5-minute candle. So on the previous 5-minute candle, 99.36 is the low on this candle here. So if it breaks below that, it probably will sell off. Now we've got lower highs. This can break upwards, but I'm feeling like this is more of a bearish signal. The up wicks are quite bullish, but then you've got big down wick here. So again, the market's just not decided. It's indifferent at the moment. Very choppy sideways at the moment is Meta. Right, Nevalent. Again, we've got a pennant formation here as well. And if you're new to trading, it's actually good to draw these trend lines. It's worthwhile drawing these trend lines. I can spot them because I've been doing this a while, so I can spot them without actually drawing the lines. But if you want, I would advise that you do draw the lines. Now this bottom line here, I could move it down a bit, but I actually drew this pre-market, and it's funny how it's actually adhering to this bottom line, this trend line. So the top one, I've just drawn it from the wicks. We're getting a little bit here, so $39 is probably going to be a breakout zone, a breakout area this time, if it gets up that high. Just being patient. Well, that's not really okay. So let's look at, did we resume? No, must be a 20-minute halt. Okay, well, let's look at Quanergy. Quanergy topped out, rejected at kind of $4 area, high of day currently $3.94. It's pulling back now, head and shoulders. There's your shoulder one, there's your head, shoulder, there's your head, and there's your shoulder two. That's looking like that's done, at least till it pulls back to the VWAP. Shoulder one, head, shoulder two, very bearish pattern. So Quanergy, it's up huge amounts on the day, it's very extended, but that head and shoulders pattern tells me that it's pulling back now. So laughed my ass off. This has been halted now for over 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Should, for 20-minute halt, probably will be a half an hour. If this doesn't go for after 20 minutes, it'll probably be half an hour. Got a minute left. We're getting I've got a $14 resumption, so could be interesting. What do I recommend you do as a beginner trader first? Okay, get yourself download a copy of TradingView. That's where you start. It's free, so don't worry about the cost. It's a freemium service, so you can either allow it to be powered by ads or you can subscribe into it. Now the data is delayed, but as a beginner that's not relevant. As a beginner trader, get yourself a copy of TradingView. Start looking and analyzing charts, and start understanding technical analysis. You're looking for to be able to start identifying certain patterns, bull flags, bear flags, bullish pennants, and whatever. And you want to be able to spot areas of support and resistance, key areas. Start identifying what certain candlestick patterns look like. So for example, here we've got a hammer candle, but it's a red hammer candle. So what does a hammer candle look like? What does that symbolize? What we've got here is a doji. What's a doji mean, and etc. So then start looking into that. Get yourself an education. Learn how to trade before you even think about trading. Spend at least 3 to 6 months in a simulator practicing how to trade. Once you've learned how to trade, do not put real money on the line for at least 3 to 6 months. You need at least 3 months of consistent profitability in a simulator before you put real money on the line. That's what I would say, at least. And if you want to learn how to trade and you need a mentor, it's good to get a mentor, and I do offer that myself. So check out the first link on my link tree. It's the Day Trade with Tony, and there's a course there that will teach you how to my methodology for day trading, and give you access to the Day Trade with Tony Discord as well, lifetime access to the Day Trade with Tony Discord. And I will be happy to be your mentor if that's of interest to you. So yeah, get on that. And in the meantime, I bet you do, Teddy. In the meantime as well, you want to be looking at scanners. Now you can use FinViz for free Yahoo Finance for free. You can use Trade Ideas, which is quite expensive, or use what I use, which is Benzinga, which is what you can see in the middle of the screen here. Now, this is Benzinga. This is two of the scanners. So what I'll do is I'll show you quickly what my Benzinga screen looks like. So this is my Benzinga. So for everybody that can see this, this is my Benzinga platform here, right? Okay. So I've got my gap scanner here. I've got my momentum scanner here. I've got the Baker scanner here, which is for a few different things that I can look for here, and the changes over multiple time frames. I've got my rolling news ticker here. I've got my signals here and my alerts. So halt, volatility halts, and everything else. So this is what I'm looking at on a daily basis while I'm trading. This is my Benzinga Pro platform that I use and how I set it up. So yeah, that's what I'm using. Check Benzinga out for free. That's the second link in my in the description, or in the link tree that I've got in my profile on TikTok. So check that out, Benzinga. Yeah, I'm presuming you mean DIAIO as opposed to DAIO. You always right the first time. So yeah, it's not really had the momentum that I thought it might do. It's a Data.io corporation, too low volume. The volume's not bad, but it's just inconsistent. We've had a couple of decent volume spikes here, but it is inconsistent. So right now I'm just basically biding my time. This is halted. Why is this? This is supposed to be a volatility halt. So this must be a half an hour. What about Mara? Did that sort of, well, I'm glad I got out. Could have made a little bit, but it's selling off now. So Marathon Digital. So Fast Start, F-Star, Therapeutics. This looks very strange action up here. Quick move up and then nothing. That looks very strange to me. Yeah, not something I would be looking to trade. Okay, yeah, let's have a look at what else is up. So we've got Quanergy consolidating a little bit. Head and shoulders there, not filling me with a great deal of confidence. We've got Nevalent. No, didn't. I thought we might get a breakout at 39. We actually got a sell off, so we'll see. And I mean, it's moving up well enough, but Intel sideways, choppy, some decent range, but it is quite choppy. Apple's moving up well, 41-cent range, up at 150s. Facebook sideways, very choppy, not really doing much. Epics that's doesn't look great. Shoulder, head, shoulder. If it gets above the VWAP, it could be of interest, but needs more volume. The markets themselves. So look at the Amazon. Right. Okay. So we're getting a descending wedge into a flat bottom. Now, a descending wedge into a flat bottom would typically break downwards. So Amazon probably will break down below $99 now, probably going down to $98.50 before a turnaround. So a descending wedge, descending resistance into a flat bottom is typically bearish. So Shopify made its move up, but then sold off, and that's looking weak. What else? Let's have a look at the market. So the SPY, which is S&P 500, is up on the day. It's down at just trying to hold at the big VWAP right now. Might get a bit of a VWAP bounce. Let's see. Nasdaq, similar kind of formation. The rally up, consolidation. Really want to see it hold above 274. Would be great on the Nasdaq, on the Qs. Now I'm kind of looking for something else to trade. We're halfway there. We're halfway there. Let's say halfway there. We're halfway to goal. Amazon let me down today. I still think Amazon's going to come good and get over to kind of 102, 103. But need to see a bit more bullish momentum on Amazon. Right now, it's looking like it's going to come down before it moves back up. Corner G consolidating. The volume's died out now here as well. So if the volume comes back in, you tend to find the first 30 minutes of the market is where you'll get the most volume across the board. Then the second 30 minutes, the volume starts to die out. Now, occasionally across the day, you'll get a news drop that will create a catalyst for something to move and move big, in which case, if you're not at your desk, if you're not getting signals or alerts, then you'll miss out on that. But you don't have to, like I say, I could walk away. We did 7,500 yesterday. We've done 2,500 today. So between the two, that's 10K across 2 days. That's not a bad. That's averaging my daily goal of 5,000. I did 28K on Wednesday, so that's you know, got us back on track. I really want to be doing at least 5,000 today. Ideally, I'd like to get to 10,000, but I'm not going to swing for that. But 5,000 is my goal. I'm not going to take a trade just for the sake of taking a trade, because then that's just risky. I did take a risky trade by I was feeling it today with Nuvalent being highly shorted and also the catalyst, and then being 50% up. It just felt like, okay, this is for me. TAL Education. What about the Chinese stocks? What did they? So TAL's looking strong. Let's look at some of those Chinese stocks. So Alibaba, it's a higher cap stock, but higher float. But this usually, look at Alibaba for the pattern and the direction and the sentiment. So Alibaba, very choppy sideways before selling off. So now you can look at some of the other ones, and they probably have a similar kind of choppy sideways. Yeah, that's Lee. Neo probably be the same. Yeah, move up, try to get green, sell off. So very choppy. Xpeng, Yeah, very similar pattern across these Chinese stocks. What's Golden Sun Education doing? No volume. Well, I don't know why LMAO's still not. I've got this down as a volatility trading pause, but it's been paused for over half an hour now. Let me see. Let me see if there's any. I'm not seeing anything other than what I've got on Benzinga. I've got it circuit breaker halt to the upside, but doesn't normally go longer than a half an hour. Let's see. Kind of at a loss with that one. If anybody has any information, what was the winner for 28k? Well, the largest part of that, Jack, was Meta. I went short on Facebook after hours and got 24k out of it. So I got in at over 140, I think it was 142 or whatever it was, but 141 something, and it went all down to 112. So I got over, well, a good $30 move. And I was already during the day. I was already about 4k up shorting it during the day on Wednesday, but then after hours with the earnings, I was able to take advantage of the weakness there. It bounced up as the earnings were coming out, and I took. I don't normally trade after hours, but certain times earnings, if the opportunity provides itself, then why not? You know, when opportunity knocks, the best thing you can do is open the door. But normally I'm done for. I'm by 9 o'clock. I've done my trade recap video for YouTube, and I'm done, and I'm sat with a glass of wine in front of the TV. So yeah, I don't normally trade after hours now. Does anybody know why LMF acquisition is halted? Because I've got it down as a volatility halt, but I'm not seeing any resumption. Volatility. I've got it down as volatility trading pause. I don't think I'll be going to the World Cup. It's going to be too disruptive. I went to the one in Russia. I went to the Russia World Cup, so I watched the Russia World Cup where England got to the semis. Yeah, well, I use Benzinga to check the halts normally, Captain, and Benzinga's not giving me anything. It's just saying volatility trading pause. So I'm not. I've got, it's a volatility halt, but it's been over half an hour now. I mean, it halted at 44, and it's now what, 21. So we'll see. Energy, are you still moving up? No. Oh, are you still moving up? Yeah. Aapl education is looking strong. The range isn't huge. It's only like 6 cents on the ATR, but it's consistently moving up, so could be of interest. Well, it might be another bath. Has it resumed? No, it's not resumed. Boom the win with LMFAO or whatever it is without the F. Are you into this lug terror? Are you holding this? Is anyone locked into this trade? Has anybody got a long position on this right now? I would be a little bit. If I was locked in this and it's over half an hour, the longest I've seen volatility halts has been half an hour, and it's coming up to 40 minutes now. 39 minutes. Well, let's see. I'm really curious now because I've never seen a 40-minute halt before for volatility. The longest I've been caught in has been 30 minutes. I mean, this is the same company, but these are the warrants, I think. These are. Oh no, this is a different class of stock, but on the same company, and this is up at 2290s. So this was. $44. What we were doing if we did 44, 41. So these got halts and they just continued gapping up. So same company, different class of stock. I mean, I'm seeing a resumption, $14. Well, I've got 16 on the. If I look at the level 2, I've got 16 on the ask and 1388 on the bid. I've got 2052 on the ask now. But I'm seeing the resumption on the level 1 at $14. So not sure. Yeah, well, you're not seeing the resumption really. You're just seeing the ask on the level 2. But the level 1's showing 14, so you can't look at the level 2 while it's halted with no idea of a resumption. I mean, we're over what, 20. I'll come back at I'll come back in 10 minutes because we're what, 40 minutes in now. Yeah, Pinterest Yeah, it's down. It's below the VWAP, so that's downwards trending right now. Amazon looking. Let's see. Do we want to take another stab at Amazon? That's the question. You know what? Might just do. Market's bullish. Market's very bullish. If you look at the S&P 500, it's breaking highs. Breaking highs in the SPY. Breaking highs in the Nasdaq. Up there at 276 on the Qs. So why not? I'm going to take a stab at Amazon, see if I can claw some of this back. At over $100, I'll be happy. Intel making its way back up, testing 2850. That could be interesting. The double bottom formation, W formation on Intel. Good man. And that's what, a good $2 move there, Aminio. Good for you, buddy. I hope you got good size on that as well. Nice. I'm happy for you, buddy. Don't spend it all at once. Make sure you lock in some gains. Move that average cost up. Just watching Amazon right now. I'm trying to yeah, absolutely. It's all, yeah, you're absolutely right. 165 to 350. Where is that right now? 362. I'm not going to risk too much on Amazon this time around. I'm not going to let it give away all my gains. I'll get out if it breaks $400 for basically giving it 40 cents. So 969, 930, and I'm out. I want this over $100 and it'll be fine. Yeah, absolutely. It's always going to be a risky trade, that one, Captain. That's why I said don't. It doesn't check all the boxes for an ideal trade. Only 10 cents up. Okay, come on, Amazon. Get over $100. Right, well, fair play to you, Meanie. I hope it works out well for you and keeps going up. Just gonna risk 2 cents on this. So I'm only risking $20 at the moment. I want to move that up to break even. So it's a little bit too close. So I'll wait. I'll wait till it moves back up. Agrify's moving back up again, is it? Will we get over $100 now? I'm just going to move this up to a little over break even. Now I'll have a look at Agrify in a second. So this could be a scratch trade or it's going to take off Amazon. I'll have a look at Agrify now. Agrify moved up, it's pulling back now. It's got rejected at kind of 220s. That's 25% up on the day though. So if you like these low float stocks, this is moving in the right direction. It's very bullish. Good luck. Yeah, so scratch trade on Amazon. I got stopped out for zero. I got stopped out for break even on Amazon. Shopify, Amazon. Yeah, I got stopped out here for break even. I put my stop at break even, so it just wasn't. And sometimes it'd be like that. You think it's going to go your way, and it's not. So I'll leave Amazon now because if I'm in Amazon for 1,000 shares, I can't really take much. Well, I can't take anything more than that because that locks up pretty much all my equity and all my buying power because I'm getting no leverage. What about? So we're in 50 minutes now. So it's still not resumed. I laughed my ass off at anybody that's holding that for 50 minutes and has managed to stay conscious. So Nuvalent down at these lows, 33.50. Spreads have widened as well with 20 cents. Actually, they're not that wide. They're 20 cents. But the back at these levels that we were trading it at previously. How are you trading that? Are you trading which one are you trading? Lungterra. You must be trading LMAOU. No. How can you be trading at LMAO? It's halted. And I've got it's halted here. It's trading paused at 9.44. So how can you be trading it? Something smells fishy. Let's pull up trading view. Is it just CMEG or? Let me have a look. Oh, there you go. Resumption. It wasn't just me. It's I'm just looking at it on trading view as well, and it's it was halted, and now it's halted to the downside. 1890. Oh, this is volatile. Wow. How do you get in? How do you trade this? You can't. This is mad. Coming down. Not shortable either. Short sale restriction. So with CMEG without locating shares to short it, it's not shortable. There's no shares to short it. So it's hard to borrow, and it's on the short sale restrictions list. You can't short it up there at 20 odd dollars. It's halted to the downside. Heck knows what that's going to resume at. But okay, look, Tara. I don't know how you're trading that when it's halted. There's nobody trading it, but yeah, whatever. If I'd not stopped out at break even, I would have gone up there and got almost a whole dollar. Well, look, I'm going to finish the stream now anyway. I've got my dog's boyfriend coming around in about 20 minutes, so I'm going to end the stream there. We're at 2,500 up on the day. I'll be dropping a trade recap. If I do take any more trades, I'll be dropping a trade recap a little bit later. And I'll be back at it on Monday. No, it's Friday. I'll be on the wine a little bit later, so no power hour stream today. I'll be back at it on Monday. Halloween. Don't forget your Halloween costumes. And I'll be back at it on Monday. 90 minutes before the market opens, so come join me, 8 AM market time, 1 PM here, and we'll do it all again. I'll see you there, guys. Have a great weekend, and I hope the sun shines.